Today's topic is about the omitted measurements. No? So when we say omitted, these are measurements that are missing. No? So for some reason, siguro malabo yung pagka-print ng data, no? Mga ganun, or siguro nabura. Kunyari, kung luma na yung data, yung paper siguro, yun nga, nabubura, nawala. Okay? Or for any other reasons, no? Basta nawala yung data. No? If nawala yung data, okay, what can we do to retrieve that data? Okay, so we will do some computations and para makuha natin yung missing data. Okay, so yun yung omitted measurements, no? Yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Paano natin kukunin yung mga nawawalang data, no? So nawala for whatever reason. Okay, so ayan. Omitted measurements in a traverse may be determined by knowing the relationship between the first and the last point. Okay, so kapag ka nagta-traverse tayo, we have two major types, di ba? We have the open traverse and we have the closed traverse. Okay, so we have to know the relationships within the first and the last point, no? So, ayan, kapag ka open yung traverse, and the coordinates of the first and the last point must be known for us to be able to determine the missing data. Okay, so ganito kasi mangyari dyan, di ba? Kunyari kung open yan, so dito ako nagsimula, so dito ka mag-end. Kunyari lang, no? So, ibig sabihin lang, yung starting and the ending point is not the same. Yan. So, kailangan alam yung coordinate nito and the coordinate of this one to be able to create an equation that will relate the values, no? So, yan. Paano yun? So, ganito mangyari yan. No? So, the sum of the departure ay equal to, sabi natin, di ba, departure is the movement papunta sa west or sa east. Okay, in this case, if this is A and this is B, okay, so the total sum should be equal to the difference in the x component, di ba? X component of B minus x component of A, or sorry, x coordinate pala. X coordinate of B minus x coordinate of A, that is the total departure. Kasi yan yung total movement, no? Papunta sa east or west. Okay, so yan yung general equation natin, no? Second naman, pwede rin natin i-relate yung latitude. So the sum of the latitude ay equal to the latitude of B, YB, latitude, sorry, y coordinate of B minus y coordinate of A. 'Di ba? Kasi yung movement papuntang north or south, 'di ba? So kailangan yung sum nun ay equal to the change in the y component, or sorry, on the y coordinate of B and A, 'di ba? So ganun yung relationship niya. Okay, so ganun yung kapag ka open. So ito yung gagamitin nating equation to relate the values. Okay, so ayan. Kasi kunyari mangyari niyan, kunyari itong line na to nawawala. Kunyari this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yung line A1, kunyari nawawala yung length and bearing yan. Kunyari lang kunyari nawawala yung length and bearing. So kapag ka nawawala yun, so kailangan lang natin kunin yung departure and latitude of this one, of A1, para makuha natin yung yung length and bearing, di ba? Kung may departure latitude, kaya mong isolve yung length and bearing niya. Okay, papakita natin yan mamaya. Okay, so ganun, no? Now, paano mo makuha yung departure and latitude? So, using this equation, no? So, using this relation. So, yun yung pwede mong gawin. And ganyan kapag ka-open. Paano naman kapag ka-close? And sabi natin, closed traverse is a traverse wherein the starting point is equal or the same to the ending point, di ba? So, kung saan ka nagsimula, dun ka rin mag-e-end. Okay, so that is a closed traverse. So, if we will try to draw it in a figure, so ito yung example nun, no? Dito ka nag-start, dito ka nag-end. Okay, so the starting point and the ending point is the same. Now, if the starting and the ending point is the same, so ibig sabihin, class, dapat the sum of the latitude and the sum of the departure ay equal to 0. Okay, so bakit ganun? Di ba? Para makarating ka sa pinagmulan mo, kailangan yung total movement mo papunta sa north tsaka yung papunta sa south, dapat the same, di ba? Same value dapat para makabalik ka sa pinanggalingan mo. Okay, pati yung minove mo pa east, dapat equal yun sa minove mo pa west para makabalik ka sa point na ito. Okay, so, common sense naman siguro yan, no? So, ganun lang siya. Okay, so, yung total movement mo dapat, kumbaga, ang net nun ay 0, okay? Or the sum of the latitude and departure must be equal to 0. Okay, syempre considering yung signs, no? So, positive east, negative west, positive north, negative south. Okay, so using those ideas, no? So, using those concepts, yun yung gagamitin natin, no? Para ma-solve natin yung mga unknown values. And so, recall natin latitude and departure from the last meeting, no? So, latitude is the projection onto the meridian, no? So, meridian or north-south line. So, suppose class, this is north. Okay, connect mo sa south. So, that is the north-south line. Another term for that is the meridian. Now, this is the line. Okay, may direction siya, di ba? So, direction is given by the bearing. Okay, and so length of the line, tapos may bearing ka. Okay, so to get the latitude or the component sa north-south line, okay, gagamitan mo siya ng cosine, di ba? And latitude. Yung departure naman is opposite. So, this is the latitude. This is the departure. So, opposite, that is sine naman. Okay, so ganun lang, no? So, last time napag-usapan na rin natin to, latitude and departure. Okay, ulitin lang natin. Latitude, yun yung sa north-south line. Departure naman, east-west line naman yan, na. And so, napag-usapan na natin to last meeting. When we are solving for omitted measurements, we are only limited to two unknowns. Okay, so dalawa lang, no? So kapag ka naging tatlo or apat or lima, yan, so that cannot be solved anymore, no? So hindi natin yan kayang kunin using the methods na i-discuss natin dito. Okay, so yan. For that reason, so you can expect that ang mga unknown lang na mawawala doon sa mga problems natin ay dalawa lang, no? Pwedeng length and bearing, pwedeng dalawang length, or pwedeng dalawang bearing. Okay, so yun lang yung mga cases na pwede mong ma-encounter kapag ka nag-discuss tayo ng omitted measurements. And kapag ka tatlo or apat na yung nawawala, or lima or anim, and so hindi na natin kayang kunin yun, no? So kasi masyado ng maraming unknowns, and so hindi na natin siya kayang i-back solve. So dalawa lang. Yan, so para mas maintindihan natin, let us try to solve sample problem 1. So this is from CE Board Exam November 1994. Okay, so determine the length and bearing of course 3-4 of the closed traverse. Okay, so yan, sabi dito, this is a closed traverse. Okay, so kung titignan mo yung set of data, makikita mo that meron kang unknown distance or length. Tapos, given ka rin ng bearing, no? Tapos unknown yung isang bearing. Okay, so isang distance, isang bearing, yun yung kailangan nating hanapin. Okay, so ano yung pwede natin gawin to determine the unknown distance and bearing? Okay, so sabi natin, gamitin natin yung mga idea na alam natin. For a closed traverse, ano yung concept na alam natin? Okay, so alam natin that the sum of the departure and sum of the latitude ay equal to 0. Okay, so kailangan mag-0 siya, di ba? Kasi kung hindi siya mag-0, hindi siya closed, di ba? Ganun lang yung idea doon. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, let us utilize the departure and the latitude of the given data. Tapos yung mag-missing, edi try nating gawa ng paraan para maging 0 yung sum of the latitude and departure. Okay, kung ano yung magpapa-0 doon, ibig sabihin yun yung nawawalang data. Okay, so let us try to solve. Class, ito, solve muna natin yung departure and latitude, no? So, kasi nga yung gagamitin natin eh. Okay, so, to get the departure, so gagawin natin length, sine, angle. Di ba? Length, sine, angle, length, sine, angle, length, sine, angle. So, makuha mo itong mga values na to. Tapos, yung sine ay manggagaling sa direction, di ba? Kapag ka east, this is positive, no? Positive departure. Positive, positive, positive. West ay negative. Kapag ka latitude naman, gagawin natin length, cosine, angle. Length, cosine, angle. Length, cosine, angle. Length, cosine, angle. Okay, ganun lang. No? Tapos yung sine ay manggagaling sa north or south, no? So, direction, no? If north, positive. If south, negative. So, positive, negative, negative, negative. Kasi tatlong south yung last 3, no? Ayan. Now, class. Ayan, sabi natin, this is a closed traverse. So, dapat, the sum of the departure and the sum of the latitude ay equal to 0. Okay, so paano siya magiging 0? Okay, so ganito ang mangyayari yan, no? And so, class, kapag kasi na mo ito, class, ang makikita mong value of the sum of the departure ay negative 35.14665. Okay, so that is the sum of the departure. Pero sabi natin, dapat yan ay magiging 0. Okay, paano yan magiging 0? Okay, if you will use your common sense, class, ang gagawin mo lang is, syempre, i-add mo yan, pero opposite sign. Diba? Gawin mo dito, lagyan mo to ng ng 35.14665. Okay, tapos try mo ngayon isum ito. Nakikita mo, the sum of the departure ay equal na sa 0. Same goes for latitude. Gawin mo, sum mo itong mga to. Itong apat. Okay, makikita mo, the sum of the latitude ay equal to negative 1.97316. Okay? Using your common sense, para mag-zero yan, edi ang gawin mo, dapat same magnitude pero opposite sign. Diba? So, gagawin mo dito, 1.97316. Okay? Para mag-zero. Ngayon, itry mo ito, makikita mo, zero na yung sum of the latitude. Okay? So, yun yung isang way, no? Common sense. Okay, so yun yung pwede mong gawin. Okay, another way, paano naman yung mas, siguro, let's say, mas formal solution, no? Mathematical solution. Paano yun? Okay, edi, gawin natin yung ganun pa din, concept pa din, di ba? Isum natin yung departure, 9.95, 9.45581 plus 27.28975 plus the departure of 34. Okay, plus 3.23297 plus negative 75.12518. Dapat yan ay equal to 0. Okay, so ang unknown lang dito is the departure of 34. Okay, you can solve for the departure of 34. Okay, and you will see that the departure of 34 ay equal to positive 35.14665. Okay, so that is the formal solution. Okay, so ganun lang yung departure. Na paano naman yung latitude? Edi ganun din. 57.93339 plus negative 0.74797. Okay, plus the latitude of 34. Okay, plus negative 34.85036 plus negative 24.30822. Equal yan sa 0. Okay, so the only unknown is the latitude of 34. So you can solve for the latitude of 34 and you will see that the value of the latitude of 34 ay equal to positive 1.97316. Okay, so yun na. Nakuha na natin yung departure and latitude. Tapos nun, kailangan natin kunin yung distance and the bearing. Kasi hindi naman departure and latitude yung tinatanong di ba? Ang hinahanap natin is the distance and bearing. Okay, so you can get the distance and bearing using the values of the latitude and the departure. So, paano yun? Okay, so, common sense lang ng konti, tapos konting trigo lang din, no? And so, ganito mangyayari, class. So, we have the departure and latitude. So, to get the length, so, di ba sabi natin, departure and latitude are x and y components lang. Okay, so, departure, kung ito yung starting. Okay, kunyari, ito yung 3. Yung 4 ay somewhere nasa right. Kasi positive departure. So, siguro nandito. Tapos, latitude ay positive, so 1.97. So, angat ka naman pinag-7. Siguro, banda dito yung 4. Okay, so this is 0.3, this is 0.4. Nandito is 0.4. Okay, so the length of course 3, 4 ay equal to this one. Okay, this is perpendicular, so you can use your Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so yan. X component is the departure. Ito yung departure, x component. Y component is the latitude. Pythagorean theorem, you will get the length of 3, 4 which is equal to 35.20199 meters. To get the bearing, ito yung bearing. Kaya ang gagawin mo lang dyan, edi gamitan mo din ng ng basic trigonometry. Diba? If you will use your trigonometry, you can use tangent. Diba? Tangent beta ay equal to the opposite which is the departure. Okay? Equal yan sa departure over adjacent which is the latitude. Okay, so specifically 3, 4, no? Departure of 3, 4, latitude of 3, 4. Okay, in this case, class, you do not need to include the sign, no? Wag mo na include yung sign. Okay? Kasi ano lang naman, values lang naman ang kailangan mo dito, yung angle lang naman. Okay, tapos yung direction ng angle, ikaw na lang mag-decide. Okay, so ganun ang ginagawa ko. Okay, ikaw bahala kung isama yung sign, basta alam mo kung paano siya interpret. No? Pero ako, ang ginagawa ko, hindi ko na sinasama. Okay, wag mo na isama. Kung may negative man yan, wag mo na isama. Tapos, i-decide mo na lang. Okay? Ito mangyari, 35. 0.14665 over 1.97316. Okay, makuha mo yun yung angle which is equal to 86.79 degrees. Okay, so that is the angle. Tapos yung direction, ano yung direction dito? Departure is positive, latitude is positive, so ibig sabihin east tsaka north. Ganun lang siya. Okay. Sir, paano naman kung mayroong negative? Edi, kunyari ganito, kunyari negative lang, kunyari lang negative yung latitude. Kung negative yung latitude, yung pag-solve, ganito pa din. Huwag mo nang palitan yung sign, okay? Huwag mo nang palitan. Pero, yung final answer, magbabago. Okay, 86.79 pa rin yung angle, pero yung direction, iba na. Okay, positive departure, negative latitude, that will be east, south. Okay lang, huwag mo nang palitan tong solution dito. Okay, kasi magugulo yung angle na lalabas. Okay, so baka magkaroon pa ng negative angle tapos magtaka ka pa. Okay, wag mo nang isama yung sign kapag ka magso-solve ka ng bearing. Okay? Kunin mo lang yung departure and latitude, absolute value mo lang, kunin mo lang yung mga values talaga nila, no? Tapos substitute mo para makuha mo yung angle, tapos yung direction, ikaw yung mag-decide depende sa sign of the departure and latitude, no? In this case, parehas positive, so that is north and east. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, so ganun lang, no? And so, simple lang. Okay, simple lang siya. Okay, so that is an actual board exam problem. So, if nadalian ka dyan, then congrats, no? So, here, madali lang yung topic. Dito tayo sa medyo mas challenging, no? So, in this case, ganun pa rin, no? So, closed traverse pa din, pero dalawang bearing yung nawawala. Okay, so dalawang bearing yung nawawala. So, paano natin to gagawin? So, try natin class yung gawin natin, kunin natin yung napag-usapan natin kanina, di ba? Sum of the departure and the sum of the latitude ay equal to 0. Okay, try natin yun. Tapos tingnan natin, gagana pa rin kaya yun kung ganito yung case na mangyayari. Okay? So, ginawa natin dito class, kinuha ko yung departure and latitude. Okay, same method. Paano natin kinuha kanina, no? Departure, latitude. Okay, so departure is L sine, ang latitude is L cosine. Okay, so makuha mo yan. Tapos, yung mga sign ng mga ito, nakadepende sa direction. No? So, west is negative, east is positive, north is positive, south is negative. Okay, so ganun lang, no? Ganun ako kumuha ng departure and latitude. No? Sinusolve ko muna yung mga values, tapos tsaka ko na lang nilalagyan ng signs. Okay, so anyway, ayan na. Okay, ang nawala dito is dalawang departure and dalawang latitude. Ang equation natin, class, is dalawa lang. Sum of departure, sum of latitude. Dalawang equations, apat yung unknowns. Wala tayong masasolve dito. Okay, kahit itry mo isolve yan, class, makikita mo, kasi kunyari, sum of the departure, diba, lalagyan mo. Okay, departure of AB plus departure of BC plus yung ito equal to 0, makikita mo dalawa yung unknown, wala kang masasolve. Okay, dito rin, wala din. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, we will try another approach. Okay, so paano yung another approach? Okay, and ganito yung siguro, let's say, rule of thumb natin, no? If you do not understand the problem or kung paano mo siya gagawin, ang gawin mo, i-drawing mo. Okay, tapos use your trigonometric skills, no? And so let us use cosine law, sine law, mga ganun, to determine the missing data. Kasi ito yung medyo challenging na part, no? Gagamitin natin yung graphical method. Okay, so let us try the graphical method. Plus, kapag sa graphical method, you have to plot the points, no? So, ganito gagawin natin, no? So, since ang start ng given natin is nasa C, okay, ipa-plot ko to using C as the origin. Okay, if C is the origin, so the coordinate of C is 0, 0. Departure is the movement, di ba, from one point to another sa east-west line. So, kapag titingnan mo, the departure of CD is negative 58.23039. Okay, the latitude of CD is 14.46450. Okay, so ganito natin interpret yun. Para makapunta ka sa D, from C, kailangan mo mag-travel, okay, 58.23039 west. Puntang west. Tapos, magta-travel ka north, 14.46450. Ito yun. Okay, so, nakapunta ka na sa point D. So, the coordinate of point D is, ito, yung X, ito yung Y. Okay, so, ayan yung coordinate ng D. Para makapunta ka sa E, ang gagawin mo lang, the coordinate of D, sa X, idagdag mo dyan yung departure ng DE. Kasi, yung departure of DE, that is the movement from D to E. Okay, so if this is the X coordinate, edi ang gawin mo, add mo dyan yung departure, mapupunta ka doon sa X coordinate of E. Okay, try mo, no? Okay, so 58, okay, negative 58.23039 plus the departure of DE. Okay, makikita mo, the value of the X coordinate of E is 38. Okay, negative 38.48152. Yung latitude naman, ito yung latitude ng D, i-add mo dyan yung, ito yung Y coordinate of D, i-add mo dyan yung latitude of DE, makakarating ka sa Y coordinate of E. Ganun lang, no? Add lang siya ng departure and latitude. Okay, para makarating ka naman sa A, ang gagawin mo is, ito, from E, okay, X coordinate of E plus the departure of EA, makakarating ka dito. Y coordinate of E plus the latitude of EA, makakarating ka dito. Okay, so this is the coordinate of A. Ganun lang siya, no? Ganun lang. Now, class. Okay, na-drawing na natin. Okay, na-drawing na natin yung C, D, E, tsaka A. Okay, so this is the figure na lalabas if i-drawing mo siya to scale. Okay, so yung A ay nasa 94 meters west of C. 794. Okay, so tapos 1.53 meters south of C. Medyo nasa baba siya. No? Hindi lang masyadong obvious dito kasi nga masyadong maliit yung value. Okay, pero nasa baba yan. Ayan, siguro ganyan. Okay? Ayan. Now, hahanapin natin yung yung bearing of AB and BC. Okay? So, to get the bearing of AB and BC, syempre, kailangan mo na ma-imagine mo muna yung figure. No? Nasaan ba yung B? Pwedeng nandito, pwedeng nandito. Okay? This is an actual board exam problem, so, kumbaga may tamang assumption. Okay, so, if magde-decide ka, class, nasa loob or nasa labas, so, siguro, mas malamang nandito yan, no? Mas malamang lang. Okay, if ever man na mali yung assumption natin, so, ang mangyari lang naman doon, hindi siya lalabas doon sa choices, no? Kapag mali yung, kunyari, hindi lumabas yung sagot natin sa choices, then, let us try the other assumption, no? Try natin yung assumption na nandito yung B sa loob. Kaya ganun lang naman yung dito, no? Kung hindi mo nakuha sa unang assumption, then try mo yung pangalawang assumption. Okay? Pero anyway, and so, ang gagawin natin ngayon, i-assume muna natin na nandito yung B. Somewhere nandito sa baba. Kunyari nandito. Nandito siguro. Okay? Alam natin yung distance ng AB and BC. Kaya ang kailangan natin is yung bearing. Ano yung bearing ng AB and BC? Ayun yung hanapin natin. Yan, class, ito yung figure, no? So, inayos lang natin, nire-write lang natin. Yan, so na-draw na natin properly. Let us now try to decide ano yung sunod na step natin para makuha natin yung mga unknown bearings. Okay, so this is the bearing of AB. Anong naiisip mo? Okay, so sabi mo, sir, pwede natin kunin yung ito, tapos ibawas natin ito, okay, para makuha natin yung bearing. Pwede yun, di ba? Pwede yun. Okay, so yun yung gagawin natin ngayon. Okay, tapos sa BC naman, paano naman yung BC? Sir, pwede natin kunin ito. Tapos ibawas natin to para makuha ito. Itong angle na to ay equal sa angle na ito, which is yun yung bearing ng AB. Okay? Same sila ng value. Okay, so ganun ang gagawin natin. No? Yun yung pwede natin gawin. Okay, so ang tanong na lang, paano natin kukunin yung mga angles na pinagsasabi natin kanina? Okay? Yun yung tanong. So, para makuha natin yun, gagamit tayo ng mga trigonometric laws, no? Mga cosine law and sine law. Okay, so ganun lang lagi, no? Maggawa ka lagi ng triangle, tapos kunin mo yung angles, no? So, yun yung siguro, let's say, rule of thumb natin. Okay, and anyway, ayan na. Para makuha natin to, kailangan natin tong angle na to. Alam natin yung length of AB, alam natin yung length of BC, ano yung pwede nating makuha para ano yung pwede nating gamitin para makuha tong angle na to? We can use cosine law, tama ba? Cosine law. Pero para makuha natin yung cosine law or para magamit natin yung cosine law, kailangan alam natin yung third side, AC. The question is, what is the distance from A to C? Okay, so if you will use your distance formula, okay, so this is distance formula basically is Pythagorean theorem lang din naman. Okay? And so ang ginawa dito, the final coordinate, okay, so coordinate of C minus coordinate of A sa X, tapos coordinate of C minus coordinate of A sa Y. Okay, so ayan lang siya, no? Yung ganito na, try na natin, X coordinate of C, 0, minus X coordinate of A. X coordinate of A is negative 94.43794. Okay, so X coordinate of C minus X coordinate of A. Okay, so that is the departure, basically. Okay, so that is the distance, no? X distance from A to C. Okay, plus yung Y distance naman, no? So, Y coordinate of C minus the Y coordinate of A, negative 1.53838. Okay, so side squared plus side squared, square root, makuha mo yung hypotenuse, which is the distance between the 2 points, no? So, sir, saan ba nanggaling yung distance formula? Okay, basically, class, that is Pythagorean theorem lang, no? And if you kung na-analyze mo yung pattern, no? Or kung na-figure out mo. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem lang pinanggalingan nun. So anyway, yan. Siguro na-discuss naman na to sa inyo no senior high, no? So, ayan, this is under the analytic geometry, no? So may mga coordinates. So anyway, ayan na. Para makuha natin yung distance from AC, eto na. Okay? And meron na tayong tatlong length. So we have the AC, we have the AB which is given dun sa table, and we have the BC which is given din sa table. So we can get the angles na. Knowing the angles, we can get the bearings, which is yun yung nawawala. No? Yun yung isa-solve natin. Class, ito yung figure. Okay? And so, class, itong theta na ito, class, okay, so take note lang, no, siguro, nasabi ko naman na to last time, no, so huwag kang huwag kang magpapaloko doon sa figure, no. Dito sa figure, if titingnan mo siya, class, makikita mo that this one, the line AC looks, okay, it looks horizontal, no? So, mukha siyang horizontal, pero class, hindi yan horizontal. Naka-incline yan, sobrang liit lang. Okay, pero may angle yan, no? Hindi siya parallel sa, sa east-west line, no? Okay, bakit hindi siya parallel? Kasi ganito siya, eh. If i-zoom mo yan, di ba, sabi nga natin, yung C is nandito, yung A ay nasa south side ng C. Ayun, mas mababa, di ba? Negative nga siya, eh. Okay, so parang ganito yan kapag i-exaggerate natin. Okay, exaggerated figure, ito yan. Yung kasing figure na nandito, naka-scale kasi ito, kaya kaya medyo, yan. Tama kasi yung size nito. Okay, kaya hindi lang natin masyado appreciate kasi maliit lang yung value nito. Okay, so anyway, ito dapat yung magiging figure. If i-redraw natin na exaggerated yung yung inclination ng AC, no? Okay, so yan, ganito mangyari, class. Yung angle na makakuha natin is ito, theta. Okay? This is the bearing. Okay? Yan. So, class, ito gagawin natin, no? So, ito yung pwede nating gawin. Okay? Class, let us get the theta. Okay? Let us get the theta. Tapos, ibawas natin itong angle na to. Pag binawas natin yan, okay? Ito, minus ito, matitira ito. Now, this is a right angle. 90 minus this angle, makakuha natin yung bearing. Okay, yun yung approach na gagawin natin dito. Okay, sir, saan nanggaling yung ganong solution? Okay, so walang pinanggalingan yun, no? Ano lang, figure. Okay, analyze the figure, then decide kung paano yung approach na pwede mong gawin. No? So, it's up to you. No? Parang more on practice talaga ito. And so, kailangan nyo i-practice. No? There is no pattern for this solution. No? And so, I hope na i-practice nyo itong part na ito. And so, class, ganito gagawin natin, no? Kunin natin yung theta using cosine law. Okay, so sa cosine law, sabi ng cosine law, class, third side squared. Okay, so yung third side, yun yung opposite nung angle. Okay, in this case, BC squared ay equal to yung sides na adjacent doon sa angle, no? AC squared plus AB squared. Okay, or pwede mong baliktarin, ano naman siya, no? Commutative naman. Okay, minus 2 times the product of the adjacent sides, ABAC, cosine theta. Okay, so ganyan siya isulat, no? Ganyan ang cosine law. Okay, ulitin lang natin paano yung pattern ng pagsulat ng cosine law. Okay, so inandito sa kabilang side, class, yung BC, yan yung opposite. Okay, yan yung side that is opposite the angle. Okay, ito yung opposite side. Ito yung dalawang adjacent side. Okay lang? Yung nandun sa kabilang side na equation, yun yung opposite side. Okay, in this case, the opposite side from theta is the side BC. Okay, you know the distance from AB, from A to B, tapos yung A to C, alam mo na rin, kakasolve lang natin. At alam mo rin yung B to C, no? Given doon sa table yan. Substitute the values, okay, you can get the value of theta. Okay lang? Now, sabi natin yung approach natin, di ba? Yung kanina, kung naalala mo. This is theta. Kailangan natin makuha tong angle na to. Tapos, theta minus this angle, makukuha natin to. Tapos, 90 minus this angle, makukuha natin yung bearing. Okay, pangalanan natin para masolve natin. Okay, try natin. Okay, let us name this one as alpha. This is A. This is C. Okay. This x component is the departure. This is 94.43794. The y component 1.53838. This is a perpendicular angle. Okay, so when this is alpha. To get alpha, you can use arctangent, di ba? Arctangent opposite over adjacent, and to get the angle alpha. Now, theta minus alpha, yan ay equal to this angle. Di ba? Pangalanan natin, kunyari, gamma na lang. 90 minus gamma, that is equal to the bearing. Tama ba? Kasi ito ay 90 degrees eh. 90 degrees minus this angle, you will get the bearing. Yun na. Edi meron na tayong value of the bearing. No? So, ganun ang gagawin natin. Okay, so, kung papadelayin natin, pwede natin sabihin bearing ay equal to 90 minus gamma. Ano ba yung gamma? Gamma is theta minus alpha. Okay, so pwedeng ito yung gagawin natin equation, no? Okay, so substitute na lang natin yung mga values. Meron naman tayong theta, meron na tayong alpha. Okay, we can already get the value of the bearing of AB. Okay, so substitute the values and substitute. Yan na. Plus, sige, kapag tinry natin yung i-solve, makakuha natin yung angle. Okay, so, pero paano naman, okay, or saan naman nanggaling yung south tsaka east? Okay, so yung south at east nanggaling yan doon sa figure, di ba? Nung nag-drawing tayo ng figure, nakaganto siya. So, ang B ay nasa south of A and east of A. Okay, so ito yung bearing, di ba? This one is going on the southeast direction. Okay, so doon nanggaling ito. East of south. Okay, so ganyan lang, no? So, ito yung actual board exam problem and this is the one that is in the choices. So, we know that this one is correct. Okay, actual board exam yan, no? So, we did some assumptions and tumama naman yung assumptions natin. So, ayun, okay naman siya. Now, sabi mo, sir, paano kapag mali yung assumption na ginawa ko? Paano kung nandito yung ginawa ko sa figure? If sa exam natin yan, tas ganito yung ginawa mo, then okay lang, no? Pwede naman. Okay, pwede naman. Okay, so as long as tama yung solution mo, then I will accept the solution. So okay lang yun. Okay, so pwede. Okay, so as long as tama yung solution, so I will accept the solution. Okay, so pero dito to kasi this is an actual board exam problem. So dalawa talaga yung sagot diyan, no? Dalawa yung pwedeng maging sagot. Okay, so pwedeng ito yung angle na kukunin mo and this angle. Okay, so yun yung bearing of AB and BC. Okay, and the actual board exam, no? Okay, pero ayun, kapag tinry mo kunin to, hindi mo yun makikita sa choices. Okay, so ibig sabihin, hindi yun yung ginawa ng examiner. Okay, and so ito yung ginawa ng examiner. Nandito yung B. Ito yung tamang bearing na hinahanap natin. Okay, yan lang. If there are questions about this topic, no, so I understand that this topic is a bit confusing. So, and kapag may mga questions about this one, so feel free to ask, no. So, medyo challenging kasi talaga itong part na ito, itong omitted measurements na ito. So, and if there are questions, no, do not hesitate to ask, no. So, if needed, no, kung kailangan natin mag-consultation, then let us do the consultation, no, through the blackboard. Okay, yun lang. And medyo challenging kasi, so if may questions, no, do not hesitate to ask, no. And so, kung wala naman, then I think, no, practice lang, try to solve it on your own, tapos try to formulate questions na, kumbaga, i-expect mo, ano pa ba yung mga pwedeng variations nito? Paano kaya kung dalawang length ang nawawala? O kaya, paano naman kung kung, basta kung ano maisip mo, no? Isang bearing, isang length, mga ganun, no? Imagine mo, ano yung mga pwedeng mangyari? And if ever na ganun yung mangyari, ano yung pwede kong maging approach? Okay, so, pag-isipan mo na yung mga yun, no? Para hindi ka mabigla sa exam. Okay, anyway, yun lang. No? Kung mayroong mga tanong or other clarifications, do not hesitate to ask. No? So, kung wala naman, then that's it for today. Yan, so see you next meeting.